After a car accident or any personal injury case for that matter, the first step is often to call the police and other authorities for help. Witnesses should be asked to stay at the scene until everyone has given their statements. Any injury should also be treated quickly. If you're injured badly, you may have a hospital called and an ambulance coming out for you. Within the first 10 minutes of being hurt, though, you should take steps to ensure that if there are witnesses who can corroborate your story, they're going to provide those statements. If you're on someone else's property and something happens, notify the owner. If you're in a store or other commercial business, call for management to take a report about what happened. Start gathering evidence within that crucial 10 minutes of the incident occurring. Keep this in mind because you need to be your own advocate when this happens. If you were injured and had to be transported via ambulance, your medical treatment will probably have already been set up. But if not, within a week of your injury, get your follow-up visits scheduled. Don't put off your treatment any longer than a week. The sooner, the better, because insurance companies love to claim that you weren't injured because you waited too long to treat. And there's a lot of people I know that try to be tough, try to fight through their injuries, and they say, hey, maybe it's going to get better. But you want that medical documentation as soon as possible. You can expect that it's a good idea to reach out to a lawyer for at least a free consultation. Most lawyers, including myself, will talk to you about what you've been through, what to expect with your injuries, and what to expect with the insurance companies. Now, next in the process is speaking to the insurance companies, and I've shot other videos about this. If there's any insurance involved, they may call you within 1 week. They'll want to get a statement and talk to you about your injuries. They might even make some kind of offer right away. Do not sign anything this early in the process. That's the worst mistake you can make. Insurance companies will start reaching out to you if you haven't reported it to them. Someone else may have reported the case. This is why the consultation with the attorney is a good idea. Generally, you don't want to make a statement about your injuries. You can tell them, hey, look, I'm injured. I'm looking at hiring a lawyer. Or, better yet, simply decline to speak at all. Next, you're going to have to deal with the property damage. This is happening usually within 1 to 4 weeks right after the accident. You can talk to the property damage adjuster about your vehicle, what's going on with it and where it's at, things like that. How they have to get it out of the way, where they have to move it. Typically, I have my clients try to get that resolved within the first 2 weeks of the accident so that they're in a new vehicle or at least they're in a rental car. If they can drive and they don't have to worry about that, that's a great thing. They can get their treatment started. So at this point in the process, you're a couple weeks post-incident, you got your treatment set up, you've reached out to an attorney, you've not spoken to the insurance company, and you've probably got a claim number now. So now it's time to follow back up with investigation and get the police report. Now, within 1 week, you want to try to get that police report, the actual police report. Now, this is different from the FR-10 form you're given at the scene in South Carolina. Now, some agencies around the state will tell you, look, the reports are only available 10 days after the accident. If it's a more serious accident, they may say, hey, it's going to be, 20 days until we have this report ready. But you want to follow up with the detective or the trooper and ask them, hey, when's this report going to be ready? And get that report as soon as possible because there's going to be very key information in the report. If we're dealing with serious bodily injury or death in South Carolina, that's going to be a MAIT, M-A-I-T investigation. That team, it takes several months for a final MAIT report, and you definitely need legal representation for those cases. If you had an accident on the premises, you want to try to ask the manager for their reports and get any kind of documentation that you can. If there's witness statements, get those people lined up so that if you need to litigate the case, we've got that information on down the road. Now we've got your treatment. The treatment phase is usually the longest portion of your claim. So from the date of the accident, you may treat for a week and then you may feel better. You may just go to your primary care doctor, get some pain pills, and then you're done. Now, more serious injuries may require several months or even several years of treatment if surgery is involved. The one thing you want to know is the statute of limitations. Now, in South Carolina, you generally have 3 years to bring your claim. In some instances, that is shorter, so having an attorney review your facts is very critical. When you're done treating, that's when we want to get the full bills and full records from all your medical providers. When all the records and bills are in, you're ready for a demand. A demand package is prepped and sent to the adjuster for the full policy limits available on your case. If the coverage is tendered, that's great. That's a great first step, but hey, you're not done yet. We have to gather your medical bill balances and any liens you may have. Now, our team negotiates those down for you maximize your take-home pay after your attorney's fees, costs, and then any liens. If the demand is denied or there's a lowball settlement offer, we have to file suit in your case, and that's what's known as litigation. We shot a whole video segment on what is involved with litigation in another video. If you have any questions about this, just feel free to call me and learn more about our injury representation by subscribing to our YouTube channel and clicking the links in the description below to get our free resource manuals.